Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what's going on, what you need to know about right now. It's a general reading. It could be past, present, or future. So you will know best how it resonates, okay? And where it fits on your timeline. So let's see, Spirit, what's your message today? What does everyone need to know right now? Let's see. The moon and the devil. Okay. And we have the Four of Pentacles and the World. All right. Interesting. This is like the theme of the week. Okay, so the cycle ending here with the World. We have the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This has something to do with holding on to things that give you a sense of stability and security. Coming out with the Devil, though, that speaks of control and maybe even like possessiveness. And the Moon. I'm gonna have to clarify what the Moon is, but either someone here this is coming up from the subconscious, okay? So it's something that you're looking at deeply, deep emotions with the Moon. Yeah, something about holding on, okay? Not wanting to let things go. And that's like I don't know, for some reason I want to say like that's one of the biggest ways that the devil or the devil energy has control over people, right? It's by invoking this emotion or invoking this fear, okay? Or I guess it is kind of an emotion to have, but it's more like a state of being, okay? It's almost like it's making me feel like a cramp, okay? Like when your body gets a cramp, or you know when your hand, well, I think this is only things that like people that are double jointed can do, right? They can like, well, I used to be able to do it when I was a kid, where you can like freeze your finger in this weird position. It's like getting cramped in a situation, okay, or your body gets cramped up, forgetting how to loosen it again. That's also a state of being, okay? Because what the devil energy does is it convinces you that you have to hold on to it. Like you have to. Or that you need it for something when you actually don't. Okay. So tell me about the Moon. Or you need it to feel safe or stable and secure. Because the God energy is the opposite of that, right? It's the fear of the unknown. It's the jump off the cliff when you don't know if the parachute is going to open. The devil energy is the opposite of that, thinking like, I have to. I have to hold on to something. I can't trust that there's going to be a parachute, okay? What's the Moon? The Emperor. Okay, so there could be an Emperor here that is thinking deeply about something. Oops, the Hierophant. Choices, yeah, the truth about the choices here. Okay, multiple people having choices to make. The Emperor, that's what the Emperor seems to be thinking about, is how important morals are, okay, or having integrity or following a certain code in life, doing the right thing. And receiving compassion, mercy, and forgiveness for that, for the choices that you make. That's the truth here with the Sun, the Star. Yeah, hope, faith, and trust. But you have to have faith that when you make the jump, like I said, you're going to get caught, because the devil will convince you that you won't be, okay? So let's take a relationship for an example, right? It's like, if you're in a toxic relationship or you're with someone that's not good for you, the devil energy, okay, will convince you that you need this relationship for something, or you can't let it go, because if you let it go, what comes after that, right? Then those thoughts creep in of like, am I going to be alone? Or what if nothing comes after this? You know, I feel like I need this person, this relationship, to fill some sort of a void that I have, right? Okay, tell me about the devil here. It's not just that. I mean, this could be anything, okay? This could be relationship, money, career, any kind of an energy in your life. The devil. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, not receiving something. Yeah, that's what the devil energy will convince you of. Exactly. Is that if you let something go or give something up, nothing comes after that. You're not going to get something differently. You're not going to get something new. You're not going to get something better. Right? There's nothing better after this. This is the best I can get. That's what the devil energy will convince you of. It's like you have to hold on to this. This is all you have. But again, that's that cramp energy of like like when your calf is in a cramp, okay? That's the devil energy convincing you you have to keep it cramped like that, okay? When you don't, the Nine of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, here, look at all this. Money and things, okay? Materialism, greed. Yeah, okay, things, objects, items, all right? The Four of Pentacles, holding on to things. Yeah, holding on to things that are the burden, okay? The Nine and the Ten of Wands, that is a lot. That is a lot of energy. That is a lot of strength that is needed. Okay, that's something that feels way too heavy to take. It's like you've been carrying this burden. You feel like you're giving up. You feel like you're not going to make it. Okay, you want to keep going. You're going to make it to the end. It's just a struggle. But that's the thing. It's like you're holding on to the thing that's heavy, right? With the Four of Pentacles being here. So on this card, this man is carrying the cross. Okay, so he's carrying the cross right there. That cross is the heavy burden, all right? But someone here is holding on to it and they don't want to let it go. That's like God telling someone, look, you're carrying it, you're carrying the cross, you don't have to though. You can let it go. But the devil is next to someone saying, no, don't let it go. You have to carry it. You need this cross, or you need this burden. You're not going to get another burden after this one. You have to keep going. And it's, you know, you don't have to. I don't know. There is a reason why the devil energy is trying to convince someone of this, but you actually don't have to carry that burden. The King of Wands and love, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a King of Pentacles and a King of Wands here, and love. Holding on to something that's extremely heavy here because of love, or for love. What's that about? What's the World? The Three of Cups. Yeah, the cycle ending here is for a lot of people. This is just giving me collective. So a collective of people here. The cycle is ending with a major lesson. You learn judgment. Look, exactly, because you've all learned your lesson. This is a lot of different people learning something here, or passing the test. Okay, so a lot of people can celebrate themselves for passing the big test. That's good. Yes, you passed the test. Look, Temperance, okay? This is a congratulation to someone here. You did the right thing. Five of Cups. Yeah, even if it's sad, okay, or hard, Look, closing major chapters in life and learning lessons, it brings sadness with it because it's going to bring loss with it, right? Or some sort of a sacrifice that you have to make. The sacrifice being the one thing that you've been telling yourself you need to have or you need to hold on to when you actually don't. Okay, so yeah, look who's popping out here at the bottom of the deck, the devil. Okay, so what else do you want to tell the collective today here about the choices that they've made, or the Four of Cups? Yeah, some sort of rejection towards it, okay? Or a sense of ungratefulness, maybe even. Yeah, I don't know. That's like wanting everything, okay? So it's like you want to have this and you want to have that and you want to hold on to this and you want to hold on to this at the same time, because the energy is convincing you of something like you need to have this and that and this to be happy. So the lesson being like, okay, so there's something that you're going to have to let go because you can't hold on to everything, but you get to choose what you want to let go of, right? Because of a sense of ungratefulness, okay? So that's like, well, if you have everything, or if you always get everything you want, or you get to have this, and this, you lose a sense of gratitude. Yeah, I don't know. Life comes with sacrifice, okay? It, in any situation, every choice that you make, you have to make a sacrifice in some sort of way, okay? There's always a compromise. Tell me more about this Four of Cups here, this sense of rejection. It's kind of giving me like, well, if it was, if God wants the best for me, then why am I not allowed to have everything? I should be able to hold on to this and this and this. Okay, I should be able, but that's, again, that's about, well, first of all, you lose the sense of gratefulness that you have. Okay, but hold on, let's see. Paradise, happiness, yeah, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness. Happiness and expansion. Yeah, something about that, okay? Like wanting to expand and have everything. I want everything that would make me happy. Why can't I have everything at the same time? I don't know about that. Something like that in the energy here. Well, that is like, tell me more about that. Soulmates, a soul connection, a partnership, an agreement. Yeah. Yeah, so this could have something to do with a relationship, okay? Or somebody feeling like their relationship is what makes them happy. They want to hold on to their relationship. That's what makes them happy. That's what they consider to be love, the Ace of Cups. A soulmate connection. Okay, why is that here with the Four Cups? Because someone has a choice to make, right? And for someone specific, this choice could have to do with a relationship, okay? So it's kind of like the divine sitting someone down and saying, look, the relationship that you're holding on to is not good for you, okay? It's coming from devil energy, or there's someone, the person that you're with, they're not who you think they are, or they've been morally corrupted in some sort of way, okay? They're not good for you. You should rethink this relationship because this person is acting out of devil energy. And so are you if you're trying to hold on to them, because it's about a sense of stability and security more than it is about love, right? This is like someone saying, no, why don't I get everything? I want my relationship, and I want this, and I want the money, and I want to pass my test. But that's just not how life works. Like, I can't really explain it any other way besides that's just not how it works. It's just not. You have to make a choice. And it's up to this person, like whoever you are, you know, if you want to stay in that toxic relationship, or if you want to stay with someone that Spirit says is not good at the core of their being, okay, that's your choice. No one's going to force you to leave someone if you don't want to, okay? If you want to stay with that person, that's your choice, but it comes with a price. It comes with a sacrifice. Also, that choice comes with a price and a sacrifice. So there's something here about like God and Spirit's not going to force you to leave someone or force you to make any kind of a choice. It's a choice, but even not making a choice is a choice. Okay? Because you're not going to get everything. So I don't know who that's for. Okay, anything else about this choice? The Seven of Cups. Someone here is confused, okay? Or they don't know what to do. They don't know how to feel. Look, I gotta be honest, it feels a bit like denial, okay? It's like the divine trying to... It's like you've been shown red flags, okay? So you know the person that you're dealing with, there are red flags there. The divine is trying to wake you up to this person and say, look, they're really not a good person, okay? You deserve way better than them. You deserve to be treated better, or you deserve somewhere where it's not just about, you know, not wanting to lose something, okay? Or this could be a relationship where you've been together an extremely long time. You don't know how to think, but it feels like denial, okay? Like, I don't want to accept that this is who I'm married to, or I don't want to accept that that's what it is. That's your choice. This feels like somebody, look, this is like the kind of, okay, this is the kind of energy where because you are not that way, or because you don't feel that way, or you don't perceive things that way, you cannot comprehend that the other person is a separate individual in a way, okay? So it's like, I love them. I love this person though, okay? So whoever this person is here, they're not comprehending though that the other person is not returning that. It's like, I am a good person. I can repent for my sins. I know that I did everything to the best of my abilities, but it's like projecting. Okay, so someone here is projecting their own good heart onto their partner. That is not good. Right? It's like assuming because I'm a good person, my partner also must be. There's like a disconnect here, okay? So I'm capable of love, I can feel love, I can give love, assuming and projecting onto their partner that they're also capable of that when they're not. So now someone here seems to be confused why God is asking them to release their partner or their relationship, okay? When it's love, but it's one-sided love. That's what I'm saying, okay? If anything, it feels one-sided. I don't know. I'm just feeling a lot of stubbornness here, like not wanting to accept God's judgment. Something here has been cramped. Like there's like a finger or a leg. I don't know what it is. A calf. Okay. Something has a cramp and somebody doesn't want to let go of the cramp. Okay. So the cramp is hurting their leg, but something is convincing them, no, it has to be this way. Or I don't know. It feels like something like that. 7 of Cups. The 4 of Wands. Something about a home, a property. Okay. Or building a life together. The 10 of Swords, ultimate betrayal. Okay, so whoever this person is, they might feel like God is requiring them to stab someone else in the back, okay, or betray their soulmate. Yeah, someone doesn't want to do that. I can tell that. Okay, that's the choice. That's how they feel anyways. The choice is to stab a soulmate in the back, or that's how they feel about it. What do you want me to say about this? The 5 of Swords, that someone here is being manipulative, okay? Or they're being manipulated in a way, or somebody here is selfish, only thinking about themselves, okay? Backstabbing, they don't have a conscience, all right? So someone here, look, whoever is dealing, it feels like a relationship, okay? So who you're in a relationship with, the person that you're dealing with, they don't have a conscience, which means that they don't feel bad for what they did. They lack a conscience. They don't feel remorse, okay? They don't feel guilty. That's why God is saying what God is saying, or that's why the divine is saying this person is getting ixnayed out, okay? Because they don't feel bad for what they did. There's no regret, remorse there. And the person here, whoever you are, you do feel these things. You do feel regret, sadness, remorse, guilt, okay? Regret, you do feel these things. But someone here is projecting their own emotions onto their partner as if it's like, okay, so I feel guilty, so my partner also must feel guilty. I feel remorse for what I've done, so my partner also must feel that way. You're projecting your own emotional state onto your partner, and that's not what Spirit is saying is going on. Like, I don't know, I feel like someone here is fighting against it. Okay, that's your choice. If you want to fight against the energy at hand, then that's what you're going to do, okay? But someone here does not feel bad. They don't feel guilty. They don't feel remorse. It doesn't matter what they say. Okay, because that's been coming up a lot the past couple of days. Is like these are the kind of people, yes, they will go to church and they will say, God, I'm so sorry for what I've done. Please forgive me. I feel so horrible. But God sees them praying, sees their heart, sees their soul, feels the energy, and knows that they're lying to God. I don't care if you're sitting down in a church while you're saying the words. If God says that is not the truth of your soul, that's not how you really feel, and you're lying about feeling bad for something, then that's the energy that it is. Energy never lies. People do. Remember that. People lie a lot. Energy never lies, ever. And this person doesn't feel bad. Okay? So someone here is a bit in denial, okay, about who they're dealing with or what the situation actually is. Okay, they're rejecting this. All right? I feel like someone here is like, no, my husband, my wife, whoever it is, they deserve forgiveness and mercy. No, they don't. Not until God says that they do. Okay? And that's not me. That's from Spirit. I'm telling you. Spirit is not going to grant anyone forgiveness until they deserve it, until they feel bad for what they did, which someone's husband does not. They don't. Okay? And just because whoever you are, okay, or whoever this person is sitting there going, I refuse to accept that, then that is your choice. But energy doesn't lie. Okay? It doesn't. So the King of Swords. Look, man, your husband, the King of Swords, doesn't have a conscience. They don't feel bad for what they did. Again, I don't care what this person says to you. I don't care what they say to their friends. I don't care what they say in church. I don't care, because the energy doesn't lie. And their energy is that of someone that is working for the wrong side. They've been corrupted by the devil. They have been spiritually and morally corrupted. And they don't feel bad for what they did either. And that's the punishment. Okay? Sorry, lady, but your husband gotta go. Okay? The Knight of Wands. They gotta go. Okay? Energy. The Knight of Wands. The energy doesn't lie. Ten of Wands. Okay? You're not getting a second chance. Two of Pentacles in reverse. This cannot be healed. It cannot be balanced out. It can't be traded in. This is someone that has sold their soul. I don't know what King of Swords did, but they sold their soul and they're not getting it back. Not in this life. They're not getting it back. They're going to pay for it first. All right? They're going to carry this burden. Ten of Wands. They are. They don't feel guilty. They don't. They don't feel bad for what they did. That's what the divine spirit says. I'm sorry. That's their energy. Okay? You know. All right then. So what's this Four of Pentacles here? The Fool. Yeah. Something here is requiring someone to take a leap of faith and a leap of trust into a new beginning, where you're jumping off the cliff and you don't know if the parachute is going to open. And that means leaving the King of Swords, I'm pretty sure. Okay? That's the test. The test is God saying to someone, don't be scared. Jump into my arms. I'm going to save you from this King of Swords who has been, unfortunately, taken onto the wrong team. Okay? This is about a new beginning, okay? A new beginning for one person. This is about freedom, okay? If anything, God is trying to save someone here from this King of Swords, their partner. I know somebody doesn't want to hear that. They don't want to feel that. They feel like they're stabbing their soulmate in the back. But is it your soulmate? Because this don't look like a divine soulmate. I mean, maybe they were at some point when you first got married, okay? But now, after how many years? Not anymore. This person sold their soul for money. Okay? The devil said, give me your soul, I'll give you money. King of Swords said, I'll take the money. Thank you very much. Their soul has been sold. It's corrupted. It's not coming back. They got to pay for this. And they don't feel bad because their soul is gone. They sold it for money. You understand? They gave it to the devil. Okay? So... okay, anything else about the Fool? The Ace of Cups, love. Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, look, I don't know who you are, but you're arguing with God, okay? A little bit. Because this is someone that's saying, why doesn't love win? I thought love wins. Because your King of Swords, what you have with that King of Swords ain't love, man. It's not love. That's not love. Somebody who is in devil energy, which is control, okay, greed, ego, possessiveness, fear, all right, whatever it is, that's not love. love wins, yes, but not with the devil. I'm sorry, you can't love the devil. Okay, you can't love the devil and say, well, I thought love wins. How is that supposed to win when the devil doesn't know love? Okay, don't project. Look, you're projecting something, whoever you are, projecting something onto the King of Swords. That is your energy. So because you are on the side of God and love and you are capable of giving this, you're assuming that your partner is also capable of giving that. They're not. They're not capable of that because they are under the hand of the devil. You understand? I mean, love does not win with this because there is no love with the devil. You can't love the devil. The devil can't love you. Okay? The devil can trick you into thinking it's love. That's what the devil can do. It can trick you. And that's what this shit is too. But I want to hold on to this relationship. That's the devil's trick right there. First, the devil tricks you into thinking it's love, and then he tricks you into thinking you need this and you have to hold on to it because it's love, even though it's not. Okay, this feels like denial, like you don't want to accept reality, okay? Or this person doesn't want to accept reality. What I feel like is actually going on here is that someone doesn't want to accept that their entire life, relationship, or marriage isn't what they thought it was. I feel like that's the thing that's kind of hard to stomach here, okay, for someone is like, if this is a marriage, because I kind of feel like that's what it is, and you've been married for, I don't know, 50, 30 years, whatever it is, okay? You've been married for 30 years. You just don't want to accept that this is who you married, or that this is what this person has become, or this is what this person is capable of doing. And now you're sitting around saying, no, it can't be because I would never do that. That's, even if this person is saying they would never do that, it's actually, I would never do that. It's a projection. Okay. Huh, difficult. Okay, what else? It's money, okay? This person, and it's stability and security. That's what's going on here, okay? Why you don't want to let go of the King of Swords? Because this person makes you feel stable and secure, all right? Fear of abandonment. That's what's actually going on here. It's a fear of abandonment. It's a fear of letting go. It's a fear of maybe even having to face. Look, it's a fear of the unknown. Okay, have faith. Love is coming, because this would require you to jump into a life where you're alone. First of all, you would have to let go of the one person that's made you feel secure and safe for a long time, even if it's not the best relationship, even if there's ups and downs and this person has an anger issue, whatever it is, okay? But them being around did, I feel like, for someone, have a sense of stability and security, okay? I just feel like there's a lack of acceptance. If anything, it's just a lack of acceptance, okay? And I feel like what's important for you, if this is you, okay, is understanding what is love. What is it really? The emotion of it, okay? Because this almost feels like confusing love and limerence, right? If you know the difference of that. And also acknowledging that just because you as a person, you love in a certain way, or you show people love, or you give empathy, that does not mean that other people are capable of the same thing you are, especially whoever you're in a relationship with, okay? It does feel like projection, but the kind of projection where you assume people are good when they're not, okay? The devil can do a hell of a job, a hell of a job. Tricking you into thinking something is love when it's not, okay, really. So choosing the devil that's not choosing love. Choosing God means love wins, not choosing the devil. And this person keeps coming out as devil energy. I'm not saying they're a devil. I'm not saying they're possessed by a devil, but they have sold their soul in a way for money. Okay, so it's gone. They don't feel bad. They don't feel remorse. They got to get taken care of. There's a lack of acceptance here in this situation, or thinking that this person is someone else. The devil is like tricking you with that one. But this is like the kind of reading where I feel like I can't even really give someone advice because they're only going to hear what they want to hear. And they're only going to think what they want to think. Okay, I could tell this person, look, God's like, you should let this one go. They're not good for you. But this person's like, no, they're my husband. You can't tell me anything. I know them better than you. You know, this is love. How could you say it's not love? You don't even know my, like, okay. Think what you want. I can only tell you what the cards are saying, okay? And what this person's energy says. And again, sorry, energy doesn't lie. So, talking, yeah, awaiting a conversation, awaiting some sort of a message. So you want to talk, you want a message, you want to know, but when you get the answer, you don't like the answer. That's another thing. So someone here keeps asking God, well, why won't you forgive my husband for what he's done? Or why can't they get a pass? Or why do I have to leave them? Why are you asking me to leave my husband? Look, you keep asking the same questions. You keep getting the same answer. You just don't like the answer that you're hearing. It's like you're expecting to hear something different, okay? Date, meeting someone new, date, setting... Yeah, you don't want to date someone new. Okay, maybe I get it. Okay, it's like, I don't know why date is here. I feel like that's kind of irrelevant. Love call. A message of love. Thinking of you, letting you know. Yeah, this is a message of love. Or you're waiting to hear something about love. Why is love call here? Talking... Like love wins, yeah, love wins, but your love, you are expending your love on the devil. You're expending your love on someone that has sold their soul in a way where they're not getting it back this life, man. They did something for money that cannot be taken back. They have traded in their humanity. What does it mean when I say you've sold your soul? It means you have traded in your humanity and your humility. This person is not able to show humility anymore to other people. They don't have it in them. The switch in the brain that says you shouldn't do this to someone else, and there's no regret about it either. This person could do whatever they want to someone. They wouldn't feel bad. They've lost their humility and their humanity. They're not getting it back. This life, it's not coming back around. It's gone. For what they did, it's gone. It's been lost. They had to shut off their own humility and humanity in order to do what they did. There's no love in that person because you can't love anyone and do the things that they did. They can't love you. They can't love themselves. They can't love their neighbor. They can't love their friends. They can't love anyone when they're willing to stab someone in the back for money. That's not love. I'm sorry. It's gone. Okay, that needs to be accepted. Someone keeps wanting to hear a message of love. You cannot love the devil. The devil can't love you. Okay? The fish, this person is a trap, or they are trapped. They're stuck in the trap, okay? They're getting rounded up here for a reason. And someone here is just confused. It's like in denial. In denial. Confused. Why? But why them? But why? Because God has already explained it to you, okay? This is a lack of acceptance here about who you're dealing with, the fox, someone that is without a conscience and manipulative, a sneaky fox. There's like the kind of, no, it can't be because they're my husband and I know them better than you. God knows them better than you do, okay? God knows this King of Swords way better than even their wife apparently does, all right? Now, what someone ends up doing with that information, that is their choice, again. But like, you can live in denial if you want to, okay? The World. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay, what someone's been working on here. Mastery, the plan. The Emperor, the Queen of Cups, and the Magician. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Because something's just not working, all right? Something can't be fixed either. Hammer in reverse. This person, they cannot be fixed. They can't be healed. Why? Because they've lost their humility. You can't get it back just by praying it away, okay? There's something broken with them, and I don't know how what God's gonna do with them. I don't know, okay? Yeah, this is something that can't be fixed, okay? And it can't be fixed either by like just praying it away or by the love of you, okay? They don't stop. Stop the pattern reverse. They won't stop whatever they've been doing. They won't cut off the pattern, whatever it is, all right? So they just keep doing the same thing over and over again, okay? So why is Judgment here? For this relationship is the test. It is someone's test, okay? The Hanged Man. Punishment. Or it's not punishment, maybe it's about sacrifice, okay? The relationship is the sacrifice. Because what you're sacrificing here is not love, it's something that is corrupted by the devil, okay? So what you're doing here is you're not letting go of your relationship and your love, and you're not losing something. You're actually handing over a perpetrator to the divine and saying, okay, God, I give this to you. I give it in your hands. I feel like someone here is not understanding, like, why would you want me to sacrifice my relationship? Like, why is it that? Because it's corrupted. Because the person you're dealing with is corrupted by the devil. They did something dark and evil. They did evil for money. They lost their humility and they don't regret it. That's what you're handing over to the divine. It's not your 30 years together and all the love you had. That's not what it's about. It's about saving your soul, for one, okay? Because what you don't see is that the devil has the claws in you, okay? If this is your relationship, the devil has their claws in you right now. Doesn't want to let you go. The devil doesn't want to let you go, okay? And the devil has convinced you it's love, and the devil has also convinced you that you can't let them go. One soul here is already gone, okay? God is trying to save the other one. It's not a punishment. It's just like, it's actually for someone's highest good. It really is. This is not a good relationship. Okay, someone doesn't want to hear it. I get it. Someone wants to be in denial about it. That's okay, but that's the test. This is your test. This is the test that you have in life. This might even be the biggest test, okay, that you're ever going to have. This is the biggest decision you have to make. It has to do with sacrificing your relationship. Why that is, God doesn't usually tell you why during the test. God will tell you why after you pass the test. Okay. You know, but if God is saying, look, sacrifice this relationship, I'm going to catch you, jump into my arms. This person is corrupted here. All right. We need to get you out of harm's way. This is about your safety. Then there is good reason for that. There is good reason for the divine saying that to you. Okay. Why that is, you're not going to find out until after you pass the test. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's like a lack of trust in the plan. Five of Cups. Yeah, sadness. I know that someone here right now is sad and grieving. Okay. No, this is more about whoever this person is saying, but I know that they feel bad, but I know that they feel bad for what they did. I know them better than you. God knows them better than anyone. God says they don't feel bad. It's just what they're saying. Words out of their mouth that mean nothing. Their heart doesn't match their words. That's what God says here to me anyways. That's not how they really feel. So the same way that they're trying to trick you into, you know, I feel so bad and I feel so horrible for what I've done, that's the same way they're tricking you into thinking I love you. Okay? The Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. The Sun. Okay, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups. Look, wherever you are right now, or whoever this person is, they are rejecting God's test or what God is requiring or what God wants them to do because this is their family and they have loyalty, okay? Or they feel loyal to this person in a way, their family. They don't want to stab this person in the back. They don't want to turn on them in a way, okay? But that's not your husband anymore. I mean, you got to understand, whoever you think that you're in love with or in a relationship with, your Spirit's like, that's not who you think it is anymore. Maybe they were good when you first got together, first got married. That's just not who they are anymore. Something happened along the way for money. I don't know. Different day, same answer. Okay, someone here is expecting mercy, forgiveness, and compassion. They feel like that would be the fair thing, but it's not the fair thing. Because whoever you're dealing with, King of Swords, they don't deserve this. Because they don't feel bad for what they did. And I don't care what someone says their husband is saying to them or their partner. That's just not the energy, all right? The Eight of Wands. It's not the energy. Energy doesn't lie. I'm sorry. It's not the energy. Their energy does not feel bad. Queen of Wands. This man is still, look, Queen of Wands, you need to come out of some sort of denial that you have, okay? Delusion, a little bit. You don't want to see it. You don't want to believe it. You're like, it can't be that everything was a lie. That's going to be a hard pill to swallow, okay? I know. But you're also lying to yourself here. All right. That's what God says is the test, okay? God says for the Queen of Wands, your test is losing everything. In this case, it's the King of Swords, your relationship. That's what God wants you to do for your highest good because it's what's best for you. Because it's what's best for you. All right? You still have your soul. You didn't sell your soul. You still have it. It's intact. God's like, come here, my child. I can save you, But you got to let go of the devil sleeping next to you. That's what it means to lose everything. That's the test, and there's no budging. There's no budging. This feels like someone keep going in a prayer, but it can't be. But I know they feel bad, but I know. God says that's a test. That's a test. There's no budging. And you're going to find out why afterwards. But this is a test of your faith and your strength right now. This is a test of your faith, first and foremost. How much do you trust God? Do you trust God more than you trust the King of Swords and what they're saying to you? How much do you trust God? Okay, this is a test of your faith right now, because you got the devil sleeping next to you saying, trust me, believe me, I feel so terrible and so bad. And then you have God saying, no, they don't feel bad. They don't feel terrible at all. And this person is not good for you. You need to leave them. This is a test of your faith. Who are you going to follow? Okay? Look, if you don't want to listen to some tarot reader on YouTube, I totally get it, okay? If you're sitting there going like, you can't tell me what to do, and how do I even know you're speaking for whatever? Look, I'm not going to try and convince you, okay? This is your choice to make. This is your relationship. You have to choose. And if you don't want to listen to me, then go talk to God, but ask for a sign. Okay? Ask for a sign in some sort of a way that you know which decision to make, okay? Because I can only tell you what's coming out here, but I don't know. Okay, let's see. Closing words here for someone. It's the sacrifice that you have to make. Yeah, the hanged man, the home, the property, something that you don't want to give up. Okay, you don't want to give up. You want to defend your home, your house. You want to protect this person. It feels like protection. You're trying to protect someone. But ask yourself, like, who am I actually protecting here? Because I feel like what Spirit wants someone to do is protect themselves. Like when I say love yourself more, I mean protect yourself more than you're protecting someone else, okay? Like your soul has value in this world, okay? It's needed in this world. Your friends and family need you, okay? But there's a person around you that is trying to convince you that they need you when it's control, okay? Yeah, look, Queen of Wands, and I'm getting goosebumps, okay? God is like, jump into my arms. I know that it's really hard, okay? But God is like, jump into my arms. We're going to catch you. We are. Even if it doesn't make sense, this is a situation where it's not going to make any sense to you. While you're going through it, you're going to be like, I don't understand. God, help me understand. I don't understand. Right now, you're not going to understand because it's faith, because you have to have faith. And you have to trust God, even when you don't understand what's going on and why. I can just tell you again, it's the same answer. God says, or the divine says, the Spirit says, this man is corrupted by the devil. They sold their soul for the devil. They lack humility and empathy for others. They're not going to get saved in this life. They have to repent for what they've done. And they have to regret what they've done, and they don't regret it. They don't. And so all that's left to do is for you to jump off the ship and save yourself. And God's like, jump in my arms, Queen of Wands, jump in. We're ready to catch you. But the sacrifice is the relationship. And it's what's best for you, even if that doesn't make any sense to you right now. You're sitting there going like, but this is my marriage. How can it be what's best for me? I don't know. But that's what the divine says. That's what Spirit says, okay? Jump. It's going to make sense, okay? It always makes sense afterwards. Yeah, right now you're confused. Okay, so right now someone is confused. They're confused, okay? They don't know what to do. They don't know how to feel. They don't know how to think about this. It's too much. It's too confusing. Yeah, and it's going to stay that way because you're right you're in the eye of the hurricane. That's why. That's why everything is confusing. You're in the eye of the hurricane right now. Okay, and here comes Spirit, like, come jump into my arms. All right, Queen of Wands, we're going to save you from the hurricane. And you're like, I don't even understand what the fuck's going on here. And this has to do with a past betrayal, okay? So something here in the past where somebody got stabbed in the back and betrayed really badly. That's why Spirit wants you to jump off, okay? Jump out the boat. So that this doesn't happen to you, so that you don't have a painful ending, because that's not what you deserve, okay? That's not your soul lesson to learn. It's this person, the King of Swords, their soul lesson here is not yours to learn. Yours has to do with letting go. Okay, so Queen of Wands, your soul lesson right now is I have to let go. I have to release something. That's not good for you. I feel like you know that though. If I'm being honest, I feel like you know that this relationship is not the best relationship, all right? But you've been together for a long time, maybe, okay, there's a lot of loyalty there. It's your choice at the end of the day, but if God says jump, there's a really good reason, and it's because there's something behind you that you can't see. There's something behind you that you can't see, and it's a lot bigger than what you think it is. Okay. And this is like, look, I rarely get readings like this, okay? Or where it's like the whole week is like trying to save the soul of one person, all right? The divine does not want the Queen of Wands swept up in this. I can tell you that much. And I can tell you that Spirit is trying to be very, very gentle with someone in the way that it's communicated, okay? Because yeah, this is a tough one, okay? There needs to be, again, there just needs to be more acceptance over the situation, and acceptance over the relationship that you have with someone, or acceptance over the person that you're with. Okay, try to take yourself out of it for a second, all right? Try to take yourself and your heart out of it. Because God sees your heart, all right? Really, the divine sees your heart. That's why the divine wants you to jump off. It's to save you, okay? It's what's best for you. And it'll make sense in time. This is only going to make sense in time, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. I hope it helps, okay? And until next time, bye.